and Southeast Asia is the 5th fastest growing region in the world for aviation. The airplane fleet population will double in the next 4 years. But it's a matter of operating with the same level of operation standards and continuously asking for feedback to improve those standards. ICAO also provides training workshops across the full spectrum of 10 domains covering aviation operations. Given the explosive growth of Asia, one example of standards is all the flight crews, cabin attendants, and air traffic controllers are required to have full English proficiency, their level of speaking, interacting without visually seeing each other. So when I talk as a pilot to ATC, we understand each other. We're all on same English level. And this comes across in multiple countries where the cabin crew and the flight crew are typically interchanged. They come from different backgrounds. ATC, which controls the airspace, typically is one country, so they culturally understand each other. Yes, there are cockpit subtleties that play into day-to-day operations. Some cultures demand the captain cannot be questioned by the crew. Other cultures encourage crew members to speak up if there are issues. In fact, some of the recent accidents, fatal accidents, have been caused by cockpit communications and miscommunications. So let us now look at potential areas of concern. Let's first recognize there are 3 types of culture: national, organizational, and professional. So you may ask, what is national? National is nearly innate and depends on the ethical background of the part of the world where one is brought up. These are often deeply ingrained and difficult to change. It is more practical for organizations to affect change of the organizational and professional cultures. Organizational culture encompasses the set of beliefs shared by individuals in a given organization. Professional culture typically pertains to a profession like the pilots, cabin crew, and those that are highly regulated. As the aviation industry continues to grow, this requires continued improvements in technology, airspace management, and strict compliance of cockpit operations and management skills. The intercultural aviation community of country-to-country operations, the need of sourcing staff for flight crew, cabin attendants, and ground mechanics continues to result in shifting dynamics in the aviation industry. Areas of concern we could consider for improvements: training at any level of operation, such as not meeting recognized standards. Remember, aviation is driven by standards. Everyone trains the same, understands the same. Improper training can also be an area of improvement. Infrequent training intervals. So when training plans and schedules aren't met on a regular basis, and improper assessments, and using unvetted processes, meaning they have not been tried, they've not been accepted, and the feedback has not been given to the owners. Staff working from different backgrounds, education levels, experiences, and incapable management. Oftentimes, a staff is willing to work hard. You as new students, when you join an organization, you'll start as a new hire. They'll give you the worst job in the office, but you will learn from working with others. And oftentimes it takes a strong leader to bring new people together, working with senior people. Root causes of many accidents is human error in operations, typically by flight crew or ground systems. What is safety systemic issues and their analysis? Human error, it shows the lack of interpreting and putting into practice and actively following proven civil aviation regulations. ICAO audits civil authorities on a frequent basis, and each state during the audit is graded or assessed on their effective implementation of regulations. In this region, for example, Singapore leads with 99% effective, Vietnam with a score of 77, and Thailand, in their recent audit, scored 76, which was a 12-point improvement. So continuous education, continuous feedback across the country and the staff improves the overall aviation system. To this point, in the last 5 years, ICAO keeps yearly records of global accidents, and there was only one in 2023, one fatal accident. So a great improvement. It's the safest method of transportation out there is aviation. And can you believe in that one 2023 year period, there was 4 billion passengers on 35 million flights and one accident. So that's amazing stats out there. So you may question, or you may be astonished to say, how's this safety record accomplished? Simply put, through proactive, consistent cross-cultural training based on ever-improving regulations. So every year the regulations get a little smarter, people get through technology, work a little closer together. So let us consider the next opportunities to harmonize and improve aviation culture, affecting cultural changes. Organizations should define expected standards of performance considering possible cultural influences and optimize performance by improving professional and organizational cultures. Existing management tools in the last 10 years have really improved this working together through the use of crew management. Resource materials is a great tool to affect professional cultural change of flight crew and cabin crew. CRM sessions instill good leadership and good followership. People will follow if there's good proven records and good management. Safety management system implementation, or SMS, is another area that promotes safety amongst the staff. People think safety. They have a passion to do the best job. They openly share ideas, no matter their background. And by doing so, you're getting the best of new people, young people like yourselves, and then mixing with the senior people that know the system. And so I'm always astonished when I work with new college hires to say, wow, you bring so much to the table. We need to listen and work together. So while an individual may not be inclined to report a safety issue due to their particular national culture, meaning they don't openly share SMS fosters a safety culture. It's all about safety, at least from my perspective. I want to make sure the plane takes off and returns, and I want to be on that same airplane. Within the organization, it can be difficult. So people have to break down the barriers, remove the biases of who is correct, who is wrong, and learn from each other. So in summary, I've shared my personal cross-cultural experiences, and as we have discussed cultural successes, areas of concern, and areas to harmonize. It's always about learning, listening, and doing. So I leave you with this. How do you recognize and train in other cultures within the aviation industry? Have that passion to ask questions, listen, and share. Be respectful of time and punctuality. You're part of a team. Awareness of gestures and negotiating skills. Part of us working together as teammates is body language. How do we communicate? Do we actively listen? Communications, knowing where and how to share a thorough understanding to meet organizational needs. Developing active listening skills. Active listening skills. Training to global standards. It's always about standards. We train to standards, we operate to standards, we bring everyone home safely. Working together in workshops. The workshops I've led always start with a whiteboard to say, what are we here for? What are our goals? And then what do you bring to the table? Listen and recognize. Finally, to harmonize cultures in the aviation industry, this should be led by sound, strong, qualified, and experienced leadership. Kopen Ka, thank you for your support.
Thank you, Ms. Andrew Shumney, for your precious information, and also thank you, Ajahn Narapan Chinsawan, for those insights.
Now we will give you guys 15-minute break and we will be back for Q&A session. Don't forget to think about the question that you want to know more. See you after 15 minutes.